Welcome to the Snipecast, episode 9. A fun couple of days, even though my own Tasel's performance is continuing to deteriorate because of the wild Tasel providing easy meals. This was yesterday. I had quite a bit of fun actually. We went to an area, it's got a fair bit of cover, so I expected there to be quite a few dumpy snipe. And when it turned up, we had it to ourselves at first. It was just Jake flying, and flying quite well. Snipe were very dumpy. Nearly everyone dumped for the first 2 or 3. This one, in the end, got away by the skin of its teeth. He chased this off down into the river valley, and I actually thought he'd caught it. But anyway, came back, and we got another point down a slope. And this one, again, dumped a couple of times. Quite infuriating, really, because he was flying and flying well, and seemingly trying to catch them. So I could have done with one staying in the air really for him, but doesn't help a hawk trying to foot the snipe when he's half expecting them to dump, or being put into cover by the wild Tasel and being put on a plate. Meals on wheels. This was a nice little open point, and he just plain missed this one, and missed it by a good yard. His footing really is poor, especially now that he's into his 3rd season. I was hoping to see improvements, but he just cannot work these snipe out. It's and whether he ever will, I don't know. But that was nice little flight. We got 2 or 3 more flights further down, and the wild Tasel joined in, but they were just dumping into the bracken, so I called the Tasel down. As we were walking back, the dog got a nice point, and the wild Tasel was still up there, so we had a bit of fun with him. This was quite a nice stoop and then quite a long chase. Didn't quite catch it that well and foot it all the stoop anyway, but I got a bit of the chase. No problem with this boy's footing. It's just next level. Everything these wild peregrines do is next level. Speed, power, footing. It's amazing. He just missed it here. It was very close. The dog was finding quite a few snipe in these bracken beds as we were walking back up to the car. Late on in the season, they're really good hawking when the frosts knock them flat, and you find woodcock and pheasants in them too. She puts one out here, and the wild Tasel was off downwind at not a great pitch, and he came roaring over the top. You'll hear his wing beats in a second or two, and he actually killed a snipe in the air. Oh, here he comes. That wasn't coming out of a stoop, that was just raw flatline speed. Amazing really. It looked like he tried to bind to it, and it struck it with his feet, and it just fell out the sky like it had been shot. You can just catch it here, it's very grainy. But he goes back down and collects it, and that's his meal for the night, which we kind of compensated him for stealing the one the night before, so his track needs a bit of work, as you can see. But it's good in a way. It keeps people out, except for the important people like us. A lovely evening, and and this was today. Again, we had the bog to ourselves at first, and I thought we were going to have another solo outing, which is what we need really. We need a few days of just us, just so there's the Tasel has to get back on his level of providing for himself. But the wild Tasel just about now comes in, and he misses it on the first stoop, and then the wild Tasel comes in here and puts it in. And again, just what I don't want, he's going in to try and nail it on the floor. He then went and sat on a rock. He thought, well, there's no point even mounting, I'll just sit here and do some still hunting. So I pulled the dog off this point, and I went over the hill with just the wild Tasel for company. And he was a giant pitch again, well over 1,000 feet, and we got dog found another snipe. It wasn't a firm point, but anyway, she bumped it up, and he was so high and in such good position. He had everything covered. This was a lovely flight. It really was just perfect, honest, straight. Snipe flew straight away, kept in the air, and it bound to it. I just missed the bind on the camera, but yeah, this was lovely. The noise of him binding to it was like the snipe had flown into a wire fence. Alright, about this point, my Teasel must have seen him stoop, and he came off his rock from about half a mile away. No doubt intent on robbing him, but he didn't. Managed to stay out of his clutches, and then went and sat on another rock. So I carried on working the dog down. We did get another point, and I got fed up of waiting for him to come over. So in the end, I walked back up the hill and booted him off the rock. Not literally, but got him going again. I was determined to try and finish on some kind of high note, and we got a decent little flight here. The snipe stayed in the air, and he missed it by a whisker. So I called him down and fed him up, and quit while I was slightly ahead, or not too far behind. So yeah, we could do with some easterly winds, so I can go to other areas where I know the wild Teasel won't be, outside of his territory. Oh, very close. Just missed that one by a whisker. Yeah, we need to get back on track, really. He needs to hawk by himself and be a self-reliant predator rather than relying on handouts. And hopefully on the next Snipecast we'll have got back on track and have a Teasel flying a bit more honestly. So I will see you next time.